This Superspace theory short, we're going to be talking about and unifying the ideas of bodies, heavenly bodies as wholes in fields of space, um, the motion of these fields in space through the greater block universe, the greater what I term superspace, that motion being time, and how that motion and the curvature of these holes in fields of space create the phenomenon of gravity. So essentially, we're unifying the idea of bodies as wholes with the idea of time as the motion of the greater superspace and gravity as the curvature of these holes within a field of space plus the motion of time. So from a two-dimensional perspective, looking at our 3D universe as a single sheet or field of space, a two-dimensional field of space, we can then look at all heavenly bodies, not just black holes, but all heavenly bodies as holes in the field of space of our universe. And these holes are not curving space, so gravity is not a mass curving space. The curvature is the hole in the field of space, and the mass is within this hole, but it is not curving space. The curvature is the hole itself. So we have the field of space, we have the body as a hole in space, and the curvature is that hole that curves out of that field into deeper dimensions. And so this curvature does curve the linear field of space, but again, it's not a mass curving it. The mass is part of this hole in the field of space. Now, this field is part of the greater block universe, or superspace, composed of deeper fields, dimensional fields. And this whole block is moving from the energetic to the entropic. So we'll go energetic. We won't spell it all out because I can't write with a mouse. The whole of this block universe is moving from the energetic to the entropic, and this motion of the overall superspace is what we experience as time. This motion through the greater dimensions, which is essentially through the fourth dimension, because this linear space is actually 3D space, so 3 degrees of freedom, and then it curves inward, what we think of as the very small, but is actually going inward into the fourth spatial dimension. Okay, so the motion of this overall space is time, and that means that the field of our universe is moving in the direction of time physically through this greater multidimensional superspace. So the motion of this field means that an object traveling through the linear field of space, when it hits the horizon of the hole, this horizon will be rising, and so it will rise over the object, making the object, quote unquote, fall inward until it is blocked by, for instance, a planetary body. So it is not that there's a force pulling this in, it's that this field is rising in the direction of time, what we experience as time, and so it's rising over whatever hits this lip, the horizon. And so this will appear to fall until it is stopped. So this is what we experience as time, which is the overall motion of the greater block universe. And what we experience as gravity is the curvature of the whole moving upward. It's a hole in this field, and the field is moving in the direction of the greater block universe, which we think of as the flow of time. So this is what we experience as the motion of time and gravity, and it shows how all heavenly bodies are holes, just as black holes are holes. But we recognize black holes as a mathematical object. We don't recognize heavenly bodies, such as a planet or sun, as a whole. But in fact, it is a whole, just like a black hole. So this unifies gravity and time, and also demonstrates gravity and the nature of bodies as holes within a field of space within the greater superspace. And that is a Superspace short. I hope you enjoyed it, and please excuse the terrible art.